You know, one of the first things that President Clinton did when he took office was to fire a couple of missiles off at Baghdad in response to a trial that was going on in Kuwait concerning an alleged assassination attempt against George Bush Sr. And I don't know why they did, you know, what they were trying to do. I guess show them we meant business or something. And whatever they were aiming at, what they hit was the home of a woman who was a beloved artist, national treasure, and I believe she was a minister of culture. Anyway, it killed her and her husband and wounded her children. And I didn't catch the name during the newscast, and I just had a feeling I wasn't going to ever know that name because they weren't going to repeat it, you know, and I couldn't find it in the newspapers or anywhere. And over time, I've begun to think I was hallucinating it, or I had hallucinated it. And then I read about it in Howard Zinn's updated People's History of the United States. And again, he didn't mention her name. And so it was some years before I found out her name was Layla al-Altar. And we ought to know the names of our victims. And it made me think of the people down in Argentina that come down and carry the names of their relatives who have been disappeared. They carry them in a circle around the plaza on Sundays. And so I wrote this song for Layla al-Altar and Los Olvidados. Who killed this woman, this artist, this mother? Who broke the candle and snuffed out her light? Along with her husband, and wounded her children, and sauntered away like a beast in the night. Not I, said the soldier, I just followed orders. It was my duty to do my job well. Not I, said the leader who ordered the slaughter. I'm saddened it happened, but then war is hell. Not us, said the others who heard of the horror. Turned a cold shoulder on all that was done. All the confusion, a single conclusion, the circle of sorrow has only begun. And in Argentina, straight to the circle on Sundays, down through the canyons they come, bearing names of their mothers and daughters, names of their fathers and sons. Stolen away with no warning, never to ever return. On el Rio del Muerto, all the bridges are burned. Los desaparecidos, lost in the darkness alone. Gone from the face of the earth with no trace left behind them to mark with a stone. And the faces of los olvidados only survivors recall. But for the pain and the heartbreak, did they matter at all? Slowly the circle of sadness spins in the Plaza Mayor. Lonesome remains of the madness and pain in a world gone insane in a war. and a song for the broken survivors, dancing alone in the dark with the silence of los olvidados, like a hole in the heart. Los desaparecidos, lost in the darkness alone, gone from the face of the earth with no trace left behind them to mark with a stone. And the faces of los olvidados only survivors recall, but for the pain and the heartbreak, did they matter at all? Yeah. Thank you. Well, good on you.